Dear second secondary students, it's my pleasure to welcome you all to a new lesson of English which is entitled The News. Model test. Number 1, vocabulary. Choose the correct answer. Number 1, a or an space is a person who is responsible for a newspaper or a magazine. Editor, investigator, journalist, reporter. The answer will be editor. Number 2, it is said that the satellite was destroyed when a space had hit it. Tone, investigator, meteorite, spacewalk. The answer will be meteorite. Number 3, the Nile is the main space of fresh water for the Nile. Source, scene, sense, headline. The answer, source. Number 4, to space is to send out a program on TV or radio. Broadcast, creep up, interview, edit. The answer will be broadcast. Number 5, every footballer dreams of being space for the national team. Tempted, created, selected, feared. The answer, selected. Number 6, this application makes it easy to space images in or out. Launch, zoom, hold, matter. The answer, zoom. Number 7, the pain stopped 2 days after I space of the bad tooth. Was taking, had taken, had been taken. The answer, had taken. It will be in the active form of the past perfect. Number 8, the pain stopped 2 days after the bad tooth space off. Was taking, taken, had been taken. It will be had been taken in the passive form of the past perfect. Number 9, no sooner space saved a lot of money than I bought a car. I had, I have, had I, have. The answer will be had I in the past perfect form. Number 10, before I traveled to France, I space French for about 6 months. Has studied, study, had studied. The answer will be had studied. Number 11, after space on time I started my lecture. Had arrived, has arrived, arriving. The answer will be arriving. Number 12, by the year 2005, we space building this flyover bridge already. Finish, had finished, finished, had been finished. The answer, had finished in the past perfect form. 13, space bought a new book. I left the old one. Has, having, had, have. The answer will be having. Number 14, he space to the doctor yesterday as he had felt unwell. Has gone, had gone, has been going, went. The answer, went. 15, space at the front door of his house, Omar discovered that he had forgotten his keys. arrives, arrived, arriving, arrive. The answer will be arriving. We start the sentence with the gerund because it's noun. Number 16. After he, space, some good news, he left home. Receives, received, is received, had received. The answer will be had received. Part 2. Reading and critical thinking. Number 2. Read the following passage, then answer the questions. The average high school or college English student has likely heard of the Herman Melville novel Moby Dick. Those students probably don't realize that actual events inspired Melville. In 1820, the whaling ship Essex, captained by George Pollard, was attacked and sunk by a giant whale. The whale, which survivors claimed was around 26 meters, 85 feet in length, rammed the Essex twice, causing the crew of 20 to abandon ship in 3 lifeboats. Pollard wanted to head toward the closest land, the Marquesas, or the Society Islands, but his team convinced him to try for South America instead, since they had heard the islanders were cannibals. So they were to face the dangers of being eaten by them. That turned out to be a cruelly ironic decision, since the starving crew soon turned to cannibalism themselves. They even shot Pollard's cousin outright after drawing lots to see who would be eaten next. Ultimately, only 8 members of the crew could survive. Now let's answer the questions. Choose the correct answer from A, B, C, or D. Number 1. The synonym of the underlined word face is confront, support, behave, increase. The answer, it means confront. Number 2. How many sailors do you think were in each lifeboat? 20 sailors, or 10 sailors, or 8 or more, 7 or more. The answer will be 7 or more. Number 3. What was the nearest land to surviving sailors? The Society continents, the Marquesas, South America, the Society continents, cannibalism. The answer will be the Marquesas. Number 4. What is the text about? The story of Moby Dick, or Captain Ahab's adventure, or a real adventure at sea, or the cannibals. The answer will be a real adventure at sea. Now answer the following questions. Number 5. According to the writer, to what extent is Moby Dick famous? It's famous because high school or college English student has likely heard of it. Number 6. Why do you think Melville was inspired by what happened to the whaling ship Essex? Because it wasn't familiar that a vessel was attacked and sunk by a giant whale. Number 7. Do you think a human can be a cannibal? Cannibal here means people that can eat the meat of other people. I guess a human can't be a cannibal. Number 8. Would you like to go on an adventure trip? Why? Why not? Yes, I want to go on adventure because it's so interesting. Part 3. Writing. Translate into Arabic. Honesty and integrity are essential for success in all areas of life. The excellent news is that anyone can develop both honesty and integrity. The translation will be إن الصدق والنزاهة أساسيان للغاية من أجل النجاح في جميع مجالات الحياة، والشيء الجيد حقا أنه يمكن لأي شخص أن يتحلى بالصدق والنزاهة. Translate into English. ليس حسن المظهر أو التحدث بشكل جيد هما فقط ما يحتاجهما قارئ الأخبار في التلفزيون، فالثقافة الواسعة وسرعة البديهة مهارات ضرورية أيضا. The translation will be looking good or speaking well are not the only things that a TV news reader needs. Board culture and wits are essential skills. Number 4. Write an essay of about 180 words on something important that has been in the news recently. Welcome to the news. Today we have an amazing story of how a sea animal saved the lives of many adults and children by stopping a train 10 meters in the middle of a city. Yes, it is fantastic. The plastic sculpture of a whale's tail, which had been created 20 years earlier by a local artist, had been erected by the local council at the end of the overground railway line. Last week, when the train couldn't stop at the final section on its route and crashed the safety barriers, the sculpture at the end of the railway line was able to catch the runaway train and prevent it from falling into a park below where many children were playing with their parents. Luckily, the train had been emptied just moments before, so the driver was the only person on board. Nobody had been hurt. Really, it was beautiful that art can save lives. Now we have come to the end of this lesson. Thank you and see you later in the next lesson.